Hello. Hi everyone. So now we are going to start our demo on SAP FICO. As you already know, FICO stands for Financial Accounting and Controlling. Okay, so let us go to the next slide. About the trainer introduction. So I'm the trainer. I'm Vani Srivatsa. So I've been trainer with Corp Consult as a SAP FICO trainer. So here I have about 7+ years of experience on SAP FICO, and I'm working as advisory consultant. And prior to this, I have experience on SAP B1. You already know what B1 is. B1 is meant for small scale industries, and R3 is for large scale industries. And what we are going to discuss is R3, SAP R3. Okay. So B1 is for small scale industries and R3 is for large scale industry. Fine. So let us go to the slide number 3. So here, this is about our company, Corp Consult. So we are e-learning company. We provide IT training globally, and we mostly, give training to the US participants and Australia, participants from Australia, and also even from India. So most part of the world, we are giving training on SAP FICO. So let us see our agenda for today. So we would be discussing what is ERP, what is SAP, what is SAP R3, an overview, prerequisites, modules covered in SAP FICO, organization structure, landscape, architecture, and SAP methodology. So apart from this, we will be discussing what will be the advantages of learning SAP FICO and what are the career benefits are. Okay, so let's move on. So here ERP. So before discussing what SAP is, we will have to discuss what ERP is. So ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. Okay, so ERP is an acronym and ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. So why do we have to use Enterprise Resource Planning when we already have so many accounting packages in the market? Okay, so thing is that in ERP we have something called integration. Okay, so here you can see the definition of ERP. ERP is a business process management software that allows an organization to use a system of integrated applications and human resources. So integrated applications. So what is this integration and what are these applications? So if we see from a manufacturing concern perspective, so we will be having so many departments in it. Like we will be having HR department, we will have production department, sales department, purchase department, finance department, so on. Okay, so all these are the departments, okay, from financial accounting perspective. When it comes to ERP perspective, these are called applications. So the departments are nothing but the applications. So integrated applications, that means there is integration between all these applications, that means between all these departments. So what is the purpose of having this integration? Integration means interlinking. Okay, so what is the purpose of having the integration? It is with the help of the integration, data is flowing from one application to the other. So why we have to have data flow between the applications? Thing is that, see, we are from finance department and our responsibilities would be making payments to the vendors, getting the payment receipts from the customers and doing the bank reconciliation and so on. Okay, so suppose if we would want to make payment to the vendor, to one of the vendors, in those cases, the very first thing we will have to see is we will have to know what is the status of that invoice. Okay, in first place we will have to see what exactly the status of the invoice is. For that, what we will have to do, suppose we would have received some raw material against that particular invoice. In those cases, so who is taking that raw material, who is receiving that raw material? Raw material is being received by warehouse department or stores department. So we as finance persons, we will be sitting at office location and the warehouse is located somewhere else. So when we are getting the raw material to the warehouse, we wouldn't be knowing what exactly the status of the raw material received is, because the raw material might be received or even be rejected as well. Okay, so whether it is received or rejected, we wouldn't be knowing at all. So till the time we get the inputs from the warehouse person or the stores person regarding the status of the material, we will have to stop making payment to the vendor. Okay, so in order to overcome this, we have something called integration. So because of this integration, data is flowing from one application to the other, from one module to the other. Application is nothing but the module, nothing but the department. So here, if we have integration, data is flowing from stores department to the finance department. Okay, so in this process, we would be knowing what exactly the status of the raw material received is. Okay, so we need not wait for the inputs from the stores person, not only stores person, from any other department if you see. Okay, so the data which is being entered by a person from a department, it will be accessed by any other person from any other department. That means by any other person from any application. That means the data which is being entered by a person from warehouse department can be accessed by any person from any other application like SD, MM, PP and FI. Okay, so this is the purpose of having the integration. There has to be the data flow. In ERP, we have the data flow. So with the help of this data flow, we are able to find out the status of the business commitments. So what are these commitments? Nothing but the invoices, purchase orders, sales orders. All these are the commitments for the company. Okay, so we would be able to see the status of a particular business commitment by ourselves. We need not depend on any other person. That means, ERP is reducing the dependency. Okay, we need not depend on any other person from any other department. If we have the authorization to access, definitely we will be able to access it. Fine, so this is about ERP. So before discussing what SAP is, we will have to know what ERP is, because SAP is ERP. SAP is one of the ERP applications. So we have so many ERP packages in the market, like we have Oracle Financials, JD Edwards, PeopleSoft, Baan, and so on. So out of all these, among these many ERP applications, SAP tops the list. Okay, so why SAP has to top the list, we shall be discussing here. So here we will be discussing what SAP is. So SAP is an application started by the company SAP AG in the year 1972 in Germany. Okay, so because it was originated in Germany, it will definitely have a Germany. Okay, so SAP stands for this in German language. So SAP is an acronym. So never say SAP. It is always SAP. And even with FICO as well. It is not FICO. It is FICO. So SAP FICO. So in English, SAP stands for Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. Okay, so this is what SAP is. So SAP is it's an MNC which has introduced this SAP ERP. Okay, so this is very brief, about SAP. So SAP that we would be discussing here is SAP R3. Okay, so when I say R3, we are not discussing HANA here. SAP R3 is different, Simple Finance is different. So we are not going to cover Simple Finance. What we are discussing is SAP R3. Now let us see what R3 is. Now coming to the next slide, slide number 7. So if you see the slide number 7, we have a new term here besides SAP. R3 is the new term we have here. So what is R3? R stands for real-time data processing. In R3, R stands for real-time data processing. And 3 are the 3 number of layers present in the architecture. Okay, so regarding the architecture, we will be discussing in the coming slides. Now let us see what R is in R3. So the latest version of R3 includes a comprehensive internet-enabled package. So what do you mean by this internet enabled package? Let us see. So if you would want to work on any application, first thing is you will have to install it in your system. Okay, but that is not required when it comes to SAP. You need not install SAP at all. Of course, in earlier versions, we had to install it, but with R3, we need not install it. So how can you work on it? You will have to download the logon pack. After downloading the logon pack, you will have to configure the server. Okay, and after configuring the server, you will be provided with the credentials, user ID and password. So with the help of user ID and password, you will be able to log in, provided you have the internet connectivity. Okay, that means you are able to log in the application with the help of internet. You are not installing it. Rather, you are logging in with the help of the internet. So this is the internet enabled package. Okay, that means you are not installing it. You are logging in with the help of internet connectivity. Now, let us see the next point. SAP is a table-driven customization software. So, what is this table-driven and what is this customization? Table-driven means, like you would have come across a term called RDBMS. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. Okay, so if you see any RDBMS, suppose example for RDBMS is Oracle. Okay, so if you see Oracle, any data that you are storing, that you are creating or deleting or updating in Oracle 99 or 8i. Okay, so Oracle means it is not Oracle apps here, it is Oracle 8i version, 9i version. So if you see Oracle 8i or 9i, any data that you are creating, changing, deleting will be done in tables only. Okay, so data that you are creating will be stored into tables. Data that you are updating will be updated in tables. And when you are deleting, it will be deleted from the tables. Okay, so whatever data that you are working on will be stored in tables or updated in tables. So any RDBMS, if you see, the data will be stored in tables. And these tables will be having rows and columns in them. Okay, so for SAP R3, the backend database is Oracle. For SAP R3, the backend database is Oracle. As I told you, when we are discussing our R3, it is not about Simple Finance, because for Simple Finance, the backend database is HANA. Okay, ours is only R3. So for R3, the backend database is Oracle. And since Oracle is RDBMS, SAP is also RDBMS. Okay, that means even in SAP, we have so many tables wherein the data gets stored. So as a FICO consultant, you have to remember so many table names that I will be telling you in the coming sessions. In the respective sessions, I will be giving you the table names that you need to remember. So this is about this term table driven. And how about the next term, customization software? What do you mean by customization? Customization means you're changing according to the needs of the customer. Okay, so here also when it comes to SAP, the same is applicable. You are changing the application according to the needs of the end user or the client. Okay, you are making changes, but by default, as a consultant, as a SAP consultant, you will have to provide a standard solution. Okay, standard solution means the one which is which is been given by SAP themselves, SAP AG themselves. Okay, so that one you will have to provide it by default. If that is not meeting the requirement of the end users, only then go for customization. Why only then? Because customization involves lot of cost and time. You will have to get an adapter, you will have to get consultants from other modules. Okay, so all their efforts put together, the cost will be going up. So not only cost, even the time as well. So in order to minimize the cost and time, we will have to provide standard solution. Only if it is not meeting the requirement of the end user, only then go for the customization. Okay. Now let us go to the next slide. So here, we are going to discuss what SAP FI is. So FI stands for financial accounting here. So FI module has all the resources needed to meet the entire set of financial accounting needs of an organization. See here what happens is we have FI module and CO module, okay, in FI CO. So in FI we would be having GL accounting, that means general ledger accounting, AP AR, which means accounts payable and accounts receivable, asset accounting, bank accounting, and integration of FI with MM and SD. See, FI is required in order to prepare the financial statements. So what are these financial statements? Balance sheet and P&L statements, okay, and other cash flow statements. So all these are the financial statements. So these we can share with the outsiders as well. Okay, outsiders means like it can be government, it can be stakeholders, and so on, tax departments, and so on. So all these we can share with the outsiders. So whatever you are preparing, whatever reports that you are preparing from FI, you can definitely share with outsiders. Okay, so FI is kind of external reporting. Okay, now let us see the next. SAP CO. Okay, CO means controlling here. So controlling is meant, I mean the name itself is saying controlling. That means we are controlling the cost here. Okay, we do the cost controlling with the help of controlling module. So in controlling we will be having different modules like cost element accounting, cost center accounting, internal orders, profit center accounting, COPA and product costing. Okay, so all these will help us in doing the cost controlling. So this cost controlling or controlling module is meant for internal reporting or management reporting. Okay, that means whatever reports we draw from controlling module are not shared with outsiders. This is only for MIS, Management Information System, within the company itself. Okay, and controlling is specially meant for cost controlling purpose. That means implementing of controlling is not at all mandatory. Only if a company would want to go for cost controlling, then only you will be implementing controlling module, otherwise not. But FI is a mandatory module. Without implementing FI, there is no SAP project at all. FI is the very first module to be implemented. Okay, so FI and CO here. Fine. So now let us go to the next slide. Prerequisites for learning SAP FI CO. So actually, these are the very basics that you have to have knowledge about, like what exactly financial accounting is, the basic principles of financial accounting, okay, and background in commerce, educational background in commerce, domain knowledge, and some auditing experience. But if you ask me, like we have so many other participants who are from technical background, okay, so FICO is even learned by the persons from technical background, entirely technical background, who do not know even the basics of financial accounting, who do not have a background in commerce at all. So even for them also we have trained. So for them, what we will be doing is, we will be providing a separate session on the basics of financial accounting. Okay, so the participant who is entirely new to financial accounting will be able to understand the basics of financial accounting and will be able to learn that FICO module. Okay, even the persons from technical background are able to thrive well in SAP career, in SAP FICO career. Okay, so we will be able to provide all the basics. Okay, we will be able to make you understand all the basics of financial accounting, so as to make you understand FICO course, entire course. Fine. Now coming to the next slide, slide number 11. So here we are discussing what all modules we are covering here. So we would be discussing FI, which is financial accounting, CO, which is management accounting, and integration of FI with MM and SD. And apart from all this, we will be covering the real-time scenarios on the important topics. Like, we have so many important topics like EBS is there, APP is there, okay, new GL is there. On all these important topics, we will be giving you real-time scenarios. And also we provide real-time documents as well. Like real-time documents means, whatever documentation that you come across while doing implementation, like, we have BBP document, business blueprint, HLD, high-level design, estimate document, FSD means financial function specification. Okay, so all these documents we will be able to provide to you. I mean, it is a part of the course, providing the real-time documents. And after the entire training is over, we will be providing, after training support, like in the form of mock interviews and resume preparation. Okay, and after a session is over, we will be giving you the assignments which we are supposed to do. And reference material is also provided, which is enough for, which you can use for certification purpose. And if you see the course content, this is the course content. All, GL accounting, accounts payable, accounts receivable, all the topics are included here. Okay. Now coming to the next slide, organization structure. So this is the organization structure. If you see any project, okay. So if you see here, we have something called company code here. Okay. So this company code is being created by FI consultant, and creating the company code is a mandatory thing. Okay. So company code is a organization unit. It is a mandatory organization unit, without which you cannot have accounting at all in SAP. Okay, so this company code is being created by FICO consultant. Okay, so that means FICO person is the very first person, who would be working in the SAP project, because he is the one who is creating the company code. And we have other organization objects, organization units like, shipping point, plant, storage location, and warehouse. So these are created by MM person. And if you see here, sales organization, sales channel division, sales office, all these are created by ST consultant. That means all the functional consultants play important role in deciding the organization structure. Okay, so this is the organization structure. Organization structure is also called enterprise structure. Okay, fine. Now let us go to the next slide. So this is about the landscape. So if you see, we have three different systems here: development, quality, and production. So development, the name itself is saying we are developing something. So what is that we are developing, and who exactly is developing here? Development can be done either by functional consultants or technical consultants. And whatever development that we are doing, once it is done, it will be saved into an object called a TR. TR stands for transport request. Okay, so once development is done, it will be saved into a TR. And this TR has to be moved to the next higher system called quality system. Okay, so why TR has to be moved to quality system? Because we are doing development only in development system and not in quality, neither in quality nor in production system. Okay, so TRs will be moved, and these TRs will have the entire development in it. So once we are moving the TR to next higher system, in the next higher system, all the development changes will be reflected. But we have to make sure one thing. Before we move the TR to quality system, we will have to do some testing and development. As a functional consultant, you are supposed to do some testing and development. That is called FUT, functional unit testing. So the testing which is done by a functional consultant in development system is called FUT. And the testing which is done by technical consultant in development system is called TUT, technical unit testing. So once this testing is completed and successful, you are supposed to move the TR to next higher system called quality system. So after the changes or after the TR is moved to quality system, we will have to make sure that we are doing testing again in quality. So that testing done in quality system is called integration testing. Okay. So this integration testing, after it is completed and successful, we will have to intimate our end users saying that our integration testing is successful, and we will have to document the results of the integration testing, and that document is called test script. Okay, so we will have to prepare the test script and we will have to share it with our end users. So our end users will be doing testing again from their end. That is called UAT, user acceptance test. So once their user acceptance test is successful, they will be providing some approval, that is called UAT approval or UAT sign off. So once we get UAT sign off, we can move the TR to production system. Okay, so this will be the flow of the TR from development to quality and to the production system. Okay, so now let us go to the next slide. So this is about architecture. Okay, as we seen, like, in SAP R3, 3 stands for the 3 layers in the architecture. So these are the 3 layers. So first is the presentation layer, application layer, and the database layer. Presentation layer means whatever SAP screen that you see on the monitor, that is called the presentation layer. Okay, and application layer means this is the layer which processes the data. Okay, and it communicates, that means it interfaces both presentation layer and database layer. Okay, so you are reading the data from that database and you are writing in that database. That is the application layer, so which is meant for processing, and presentation layer is meant for entering the data. And third is database layer. Database layer, as I told you, the backend database for SAP is Oracle and Oracle is RDBMS. Okay, so the backend database is wherein you are storing all the data in the form of tables. It stores the data. So this is the architecture which has 3 layers in it. Presentation layer. Presentation layer is also called GUI, graphical user interface. Okay, so these are the 3 layers. Now coming to the next slide. So this is ASAP methodology. So this ASAP methodology is being used in order to implement SAP. But let me tell you, we have 2 methodologies now. ASAP is obsolete and we have a new methodology called Agile methodology. So Agile methodology, we do not have these many phases in it. It's very simple. It's handled in sprints, SPRINT. Okay, but wherein ASAP methodology, we have 5 phases in it. So the very first phase is project preparation phase, wherein the project manager will be playing here. Okay, he plays a major role here in planning the goals and objectives, in drawing the budget plan, and also he will be assigning the resources. He will be taking up the resources, nothing but the manpower. And second is business blueprint. So we have something as is and to be here. What is it? Business blueprint is a document prepared by the team, okay, by the functional team. It has, as is and to be. So what is as is and what is to be? So before implementing SAP, the client would be, working on some other ERP application or, some other accounting package. So the business process implemented in the legacy system is as is. Legacy system is whichever application the client might have used before implementing SAP. Okay, so how that business process is being implemented in the legacy system is as is. And to be means how that particular business process is going to be implemented in SAP is to be. So these both put together in business blueprint document. Business blueprint document is also called BBP document. So it will be prepared after having many discussions with the end users and also with the SME. SME means subject matter expert sitting at the client place. So they will be doing all the requirement gathering. That means the consultants are doing all the requirement gathering from the SMEs and end users, and they'll be preparing a BBP document. So after BBP has been prepared, Then there will be a realization phase. Realization means we are doing configuration based on the PPT document. So all the configuration will be done here. And next is final preparation. Final preparation means all the testing will be done. Some extensive testing will be done here in quality system. Not only the consultants, but also the end users are also doing the testing here. Okay. And we will have to be providing so much of end user training here in the form of manuals and KTs. Okay. And we will be doing some cutover activities. Cutover activities means these activities are performed in production system before we move the TRs to production system. And then data migration. Data migration means how we are migrating or moving the data from the legacy system to the SAP system. So as a part of our syllabus, we will be discussing two types of data migration, BDC and LSMW. Okay. So then after final preparation, it is go live. Go live means all the tiers have been moved to production system and production system is set to be gone live. So then the end users will be able to use the production system in order to post their day-to-day activities or day-to-day transactions. Okay. So this is about ASAP, which is also called accelerated SAP. Okay. So in place of this ASAP, most of the projects are now using agile methodology. Okay. Now let us go to the next types of projects. So we have mainly 4 types of projects: implementation, support, rollout, and upgradation. Implementation means the client is going for SAP for the very first time. Okay. So far they would have been using any other ERP or accounting packages. So after implementing SAP, how they would be implementing SAP? Either with the help of SAP methodology or agile methodology. Okay, so on-site team will be sent to the client place and offshore team will be remaining at the implementation partner. Implementation partner is nothing but the IT company who is implementing SAP for the client. So offshore team will be doing all the configuration and customization based on the PPT. So this is about the implementation. So now we won't be finding most of the implementation projects because most of them are already been implemented. Implementation is done for most of the projects. Okay, for most of the clients or companies, implementation is already been done. So currently you will be finding support projects only. Mainly support projects you will be able to find. So support project means implementation is completed and the client would be going for another IT company support purpose. So in this we will be working on some ticketing tool, and from the ticketing tool only we will be handling the tickets based on the SLA. SLA means service level agreement. Okay, so this is the very first document that you will have to go through once you get into any support project. Okay, so how to handle a ticket, how to handle a particular kind of ticket, everything will be written in the SLA document. SLA stands for service level agreement. And third is rollout. Rollout means SAP has been implemented in one of the countries where business is running, and after entire implementation is over, the client has started another new business in a country where SAP was not implemented at all. In these cases, we are going for rollout project. Any country specific changes are there that we will be doing, but all the entire configuration will be moved from the existing one. So this is rollout. And last is upgradation. The name itself is saying upgradation means you are going for a newer version from an older one to newer one. So this is upgradation. So 4 types of projects are there: implementation, support, rollout, and upgradation. And next is TR, some information related to TR. So in our sessions, we would be discussing the structure of a TR, how to modify a TR, what are the statuses of a TR, types of TR, how to release a TR, and how to move a TR. Okay, let us discuss all these in brief here. So let me show you on SAP screen itself. So this is SAP logon pad. You will have to open up this way. And these are the servers which we will have to configure, and user ID password will be given like this. So this is SAP screen wherein you will be able to see once you log in. So easy access is the screen which is being used by end users. So this is, for making the postings and for drawing the reports. Okay. So if you go to some transaction called SC10, this is where you can display a TR. So this is how a TR looks like. Okay. If you keep clicking like this, it will expand. Okay. So this is a TR. This is a main TR, which is also called the parent TR, and this is called child TR, which is also called the task. So it is under the task we will be able to see the table names. Just now we have discussed in SAP, the data will be stored in the form of tables because SAP is RDBMS. So this is the table name which has stored this particular value. Okay. So this table name you will be able to see under the task. Okay, so both the parent TR and child TR both put together is called the structure of a TR. So let us see the next, how to modify a TR. See, as I told you, like, once development is done, all the development changes has to be saved to a TR. Okay, so once if you find after development, if you realize that, some values you have wrongly entered in those cases, we can definitely modify a TR. Okay, so how to do modifications I will be showing you in the coming sessions. Okay, so once we start configuration, I will be creating the TR. So how to create a TR manually, how to release a TR, and how to modify it, all those I will be showing you once we start the configuration. So modifying a TR means how we are modifying if we are giving any wrong values in it. Now statuses of a TR. So we have two statuses here, modifiable and released. So what is the difference? Here you can see modifiable, here you can see released. So what is the difference? Released means I have released the TR. Why we will have to release the TR? In order to move to the next higher system. Okay. So released TRs can be identified with a tick mark. Whereas the modifiable TRs, we cannot see any tick mark. Okay. So these are the two statuses of the TR. Now next is types of TR. Types of TR means we have two types of TR. Customizing TR and workbench TR. So what is the difference between these two? Any cross-client changes, example, DME, COPA, okay, and COPA reports actually, COPA means COPA reports here. And also we have something called IBAN number in APP. So whenever we are creating these three, system will be asking for a workbench TR. Okay, and all other non-client related changes, non-cross client related changes, it will be asking a customizing TR. That means it is system which is deciding which TR to take. It is not we who is deciding. It is system which decides. Now this is about the types of TR and releasing of TR and movement of a TR. See, we will have to release a TR as I told you in order to move that particular TR to next child system. Okay, and movement of a TR means I am moving to the next child system. How that movement will be done? With some transaction code. Okay, so if you log in to the quality system, you will be able to see like this. Okay, so this is where you will have to write the source client number and the TR number here, and just say start immediately. Okay, you will be done. I mean, the TR movement will be happening. Okay, so all these are the basics of the TR. As I told you, everything details related to TR will be discussed in the configuration when we start the configuration. Now next, so why we will have to learn SAP? These are few of the reasons. Okay, so like it enables smooth financial accounting and controlling functions, and aids in tracking and monitoring data of various cost and profit centers. If we have controlling module implemented, then we will be able to do this. Okay, as I told you, implementing controlling is not at all mandatory. It is only FI module which is a mandatory, not the controlling. Okay, so these are few other reasons. Now, who can learn SAP? Any person, okay, even the aspirants, even the simple finance aspirants, and even fresh graduates, and SAP developers. Developer means the technical consultants, developers, okay, and SAP testers. See, these testers wouldn't be having that much of knowledge on SAP, okay, they do not have any product-based knowledge. Okay, and they will be doing testing in real time. Testing means, particular scenario they will be taking and they will be doing some testing on it with the help of some testing tool. Okay, so even the testers can also learn this, and the auditors and persons from other departments or other modules like MMS, TPS. Okay, so all these people can learn here. Even the project managers as well. Suppose the project managers are not aware of the business processes. So in order to understand the business processes and functionalities, they can go for this course. Now, advantages of SAP FICO. There are so many advantages. Okay, so user friendly, and it is used in multiple countries. It is very fast, flexible structure. Okay, so that means, as I told you, like you can easily do customization here, and this is the reason why SAP tops the list. Okay, why SAP has to top the list among so many ERP packages in the market? Because the ease of customization for SAP is very high when compared to other ERP modules. Okay, so these are the few reasons, a few advantages, and let us go to the next slide. Slide number 21. So companies hiring SAP FICO, we have inserted only very few companies here because we cannot insert all the companies who implement, who hire SAP FICO professionals. Okay, so Infosys, Accenture, Wipro, Ernst and Young. Okay, so all these are the companies who hire SAP FICO consultants. Okay, so Ernst and Young, you already know, it's a big four company. So apart from Ernst and Young, Deloitte, KPMG, PwC, all these are big four companies. They very much take SAP FICO consultants. Okay, so now let us go to the next slide. So career benefits. Okay, so if you complete this course, okay, so these will be the career benefits, like growth opportunities will be there, career growth will be there. Okay, and you can go for even certification with the help of this, and also you will be getting a better pay as well. Okay, now coming to the next slide, salary trends. So here you can see the salary trends. So it depends upon company to company, it might vary, and also depends upon the designation as well. So we have provided some data on the average salary in the US country. Okay, and then let us move to the next slide. So job titles. See, these titles depend upon the experience level that you have. Okay, in the very beginning, we will be called an associate consultant or an analyst. And next is consultant, next is senior consultant. Okay, and then lead, architect. Okay, and so on. Okay, so this always depends upon the experience. And coming to the future of SAP FICO. Okay, as we have told, like so many companies are implementing now. So many companies. See, earlier only very large scale industries used to implement, but now even the medium scale companies are also implementing SAP. Okay, so which leads to many opportunities. Okay, and growing technology. So like even the versions are also like upgrading. We have so many upgradations also based upon the versions. So from earlier we had till ECC 6. So now EHP we will be using. Okay, now after that simple finance. Okay, that means the technology is also growing. Technology within SAP is also growing. So thereby growing the markets as well. Now coming to the sectors which are employing SAP FICO. So many sectors, not only these which are mentioned in the PPT, but we have telecom, automotive and manufacturing, oil and gas and so on, FMCG, e-commerce and so on. Okay, so these are the few of the sectors who employ SAP FICO professionals. And related to certification, see, actually certification is two types: entry level certification and experience level certification. Okay, so it is, if you go for entry level certification after completing this course, it does not make any sense. So you will have to go for experience level certification. Okay, so we will be guiding you. We will be providing you all the notes and material which is required for certification. Okay. So as I told you, two levels of certification: entry level and experience level. Okay. So more information related to the certification will be given by our support team. Like, how much time would it be, and what will be the, what kind of questions will be given, and what kind of, questions you can expect in the certification. So all those, material will be provided to you. So as I told you, certification is two types: entry level and lateral level, which means experience level. And certification is again based on the module. It is again two types. For FI module, FI certification, and CO module, CO certification. So two types again, based on the module. So this is also again related to certification. Okay. So any question and questions? So the upcoming batches, we will be providing you information. Okay, in this link, you will be able to see the upcoming batches as well. Okay, if you would want to contact COP consultant, then this is the email ID wherein you can contact, and this is the website URL. So for the upcoming batches, you can go to this link. So with this, our demo is completed. So let me click on the link. I'm not able to click on the link here. So here you can see the schedule. So based on your availability, you can enroll.